Hi guys, welcome to Cosplay Tips number 4. This one is actually one I've been wanting to do for a while, and it is how to save money on your cosplay, because I know everyone wants to know that. Everybody loves money, everybody loves cosplay, everybody wants a little bit more of both. So I'm just here to tell you guys some more tips of tricks of what I do to save money on costumes. I mean, I believe that just because you're saving money on a costume doesn't mean you have to necessarily be making budget costumes. And you shouldn't have to blow your money on everything for every costume. You can make a costume that's high quality and still save money, no matter what costume you're doing, if you follow one of the steps here. I'm not joking. You can still save money in different ways than just buying cheap materials for everything. I'm going to give you guys my number 1 tip that if you follow this, you will save money to make your costumes, and that is give yourself as much time as possible to make them. I would say on average around 3 months minimum. If you don't give yourself this extra time to make and order your supplies, you're going to have to start paying for expedited shipping or fast shipping, 2-day shipping, ridiculous shipping prices that you shouldn't have to be paying. If you actually give yourself enough time, 3 months is solid if you have to order stuff overseas. If you give yourself enough time to use the free shipping options or the cheaper, slower shipping options, you will already save a ton of money just on not paying for shipping or paying low prices for shipping. So yeah, if you do nothing else in this video, give yourself enough time to make your costume and order all the pieces and use the cheapest shipping options, and you will magically save money. What? My second tip is pretty more common, more obvious. You're going to want to use a lot of sales and coupons. One thing that will help with that is if you cross-reference sales and coupons when you can. The most easy example I have right here is to subscribe to both Joann and Hancock Fabrics mailers if you have both of these near you. This way you can go through it, look for whatever fabric you're needing to buy on sale, and buy it on sale. Pretty much everything that you need sewing wise will go on sale at some point. Things that I would definitely wait for a sale for, because these sales happen a lot, is fine fabrics. Thinking fleece is always on sale. I don't think that's always that often used in fabric, but string sale, definitely wait for string sales. I have to buy 4 things of string in each color if I want to use my serger. So I always wait for sales on Coats and Clark thread because that's the one I like. If you don't have one yet and you're trying to get a rotary cutter and a rotary mat, those also go on sale. So wait for that sale. In fact, I have right here, Hancock 30% off sale. That I've seen a bunch of times. Anyway, if you have both mailers, you can go through them and look at what it is you need right now, what is it you're going to need later, because the mailers usually go for a month. For example, certain ones are specific day-only sales, and you're going to want to know about those in advance. So yeah, subscribe to both. I think you can sign up in-store online, but I end up shopping at both stores. It's really rare for my final receipt total to not be pretty much half off my whole purchase, because I always wait for the coupons to buy what I'm trying to buy. The coupons I would definitely wait for, if you have a chance to do it, is these 20% off coupons for your entire purchase, because it applies to sales stuff and normal stuff. It excludes doorbusters, but both of them have those occasionally. Those are actually the best deal. So if you can find a coupon that lines up with the sale you want, that is actually perfect. And I think winter fabric generally goes on sale around January because they're trying to get rid of it. And you just have to wait. There's sales for everything. Sort of related to that, when I mentioned the thread sale and how I always wait for the thread sale, because thread is kind of the sneakily expensive item in cosplay you don't think about. But if you think about it, you never go through an entire roll of thread. Never. Unless it's black or white. You hardly ever go through one in one project unless you're sewing 50 layered dresses. So what I've actually recently started doing, because I've collected so much thread, is I will actually, before I go shopping I will check my thread. This is just one of my thread tins to make sure that the fabric that I need a thread for, actually I need to buy a thread for it. Instead of buying 50 different kinds of yellow, if you have one yellow that's close enough, just go with the yellow you have that's close enough. You'll be saving the money on the thread, and then you won't be wasting money on thread. This is more for armor type cosplay and beginner cosplayers. I'm going to give you a nice money saving tip about not wasting materials, and that is don't use Worbla for everything. Plus, I wouldn't recommend using Worbla if it's your first project and you've never used any other sort of materials like that before, because I've seen so many first time use of Worbla like horror pictures. It's just like, oh my gosh, look how much Worbla money they wasted on that. Looks like Kraft cheese squares vest. Worbla is really expensive and you can't just use it as is. You still have to finish it. It's great if you need sturdy materials, but most of the time you see people that buy it straight away. You could have used EVA foam. Is really cheap, great starting thing. It bends just like Worbla does, and there's plenty of people that use that and they just put plastic dip on it and they like using that more than Worbla. So there's people that just hear, look, so and so used Worbla, so and so's cosplay looks awesome, I'm gonna get into cosplay straight away, I'm gonna use Worbla because that's what I think I need to make a good cosplay. But you don't. There's plenty of great tutorials out there for foam and alternate materials like Wonderflex. Now that one is kind of priced like Worbla, so I'm just going to recommend foam for beginners, and they sell it just in craft stores as fun foam. It's basically EVA foam. You can also get the mats. Just get foam, start out with the foam, and if you want to then move out from there, or if you just want to use the foam as a pattern, then move on to Worbla. That way you're not wasting all your money on Worbla pieces that you can't even use because you didn't have that much of a learning curve you got to exploit before you moved on to Worbla. So work your way up to Worbla. Don't just jump straight into Worbla. Worbla is expensive. It's not worth wasting it. The final piece of advice is use stuff you already have or stuff you bought really cheap at Goodwill and kind of upcycle it. Or just use it again for the same thing. For example, wigs, definitely reuse wigs if you can. Like if you have 40 characters on your list and 5 have long black hair, you can buy one black wig and then cosplay 5 characters with it. Or if one character has a bunch of outfits you like, you can use their one wig and cosplay several outfits. So that's an example with wigs. When it comes to like materials and clothes, you can always upcycle stuff you find at the Goodwill. It's also a great place to find shoes for cheap, and then you can make boot covers or add stuff to them. For an example here, I made this. This was one of my first pieces. It was just crumbled in a drawer, so sue me, it's really wrinkly. I made this out of actually 3 different things that were just laying around the house and nobody was using anymore, I hope. I don't know. I basically stole 2 shirts from my mom and then used this ruffle layer was on the lining of an old dress. So sewed them all together, got some interesting fabric textures, added some new ribbon and some new buttons. I don't recommend stealing clothes from people. Don't do that. Check out your own old clothes you never wear anymore, or buy something new to you at Goodwill or whatever sort of secondhand stores you have, because you can get shirts for like $4, $2, really cheap. You can even buy stuff that has a lot of material and sort of recycle that material into something new. So that is the last of the tips I have for you guys on how to save money with your costumes. Not once did I tell you to run around buying $2 fabric from the store. That is, unless it was $4 and you used a coupon. But yeah, you don't have to. Use the cheapest materials possible and just to save money on costumes. If you just give yourself enough time and you use all of your resources available to you, you can make stuff out of medium priced materials instead of low priced materials, but they'll be at a lower price and they'll still be affordable. So I hope you guys learned something new in this video, or at least already do this or will continue doing this sort of stuff so you're not wasting your money on what is an already expensive hobby. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Have an awesome day. Bye!